Hi, I'm Tyler, founder of Cozy Earth. When you're thinking about the perfect gift, what better way to show your loved ones that you care than by giving them something that helps them feel better, sleep better, and add superior luxury to their everyday life? If you sleep in our sheets for 100 nights and don't absolutely love your experience, we'll refund your money. No questions asked. This year, give the gift of Cozy Earth. Once they try it, they'll never go back.
Use code Spotify at CozyEarth.com and save up to 40%. That's CozyEarth.com/Spotify.
You're commuting home with Katz and Cosby. Now here's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby on 77 WABC.
Well, we had a lot of breaking news today, and now we have former Governor Andrew Cuomo. And, Governor Cuomo, what was your reaction to these pardons?
Hiya, John. Hiya, Rita. Hiya, Peter.
Hey, Andrew.
I tell you, John, it makes me sad. I understand their semantic difference they're trying to make. He didn't lie. He changed his mind. Yeah. I think it's sad. It's hypocritical. He said he wasn't going to do it, and he did. Now, look, everyone understands that family first, and you'll do anything for your children, and you would literally put your life on the line for your child. Everyone understands that. But what they don't understand is changing your mind, saying one thing and doing something else. And also the justification for it. Mm-hmm. Well, look, the justice system is political. It's your justice system, President Biden. What a damning commentary to say the federal justice system was political and that's why they prosecuted my son. To say your justice system was playing politics after we just went through a campaign where we saw Donald Trump saying the same thing. And here in New York, we saw the trials that were brought, and many New Yorkers were saying this is pure politics. Many Americans said this is pure politics.
Especially what happened in New York State.
That is exactly right.
What happened to you? What happened to Eric Adams? What happened,
Yes. Look, I used to say when I was Attorney General, if you give me someone's tax returns, I'll find a way to indict them. You cannot target a person. If you target a person as a prosecutor, yes, you can get an indictment. And when you start to play politics with the justice system, that's the final straw. You want to know why people are fed up? The one thing that you were not supposed to play politics with was the justice system. And now it's all too often and rampant.
And Andrew, not one big-time attorney other than a guy like Alan Dershowitz objected, and I was really upset about that.
Well, look, there is no doubt that it was rampant through the justice system, especially here in New York. And that is frightening. That is frightening. We don't put political opponents in jail, right? That's Russia does that, right?
Yeah, we're very close to a lot of them.
Yeah. I have a question, Governor. If you were governor, would you pardon Trump for the New York cases?
It's even more important. How about Penny?
Yeah, well, and the Penny case too. But what do you think? Should he be pardoned for the New York cases?
Well, look, the New York cases, I want to see what happens when they finish with the judicial system. I want to see what the court actually does with these cases. Because it is clear now, especially just reinforced with the president's statement, this was politics. It was politics. You have prosecutors in New York who campaign saying, I'm going to get Trump if you elect me. And then they get elected, and then they target President Trump. It was politics, and I believe that. I've said it before, and the American people believe it. And I think that was one of the main drivers in this election, that migrants, inflation, but just a distrust of the system.
Peter King.
Yeah, Andrew, great talk to you again. Let me ask you a political but a nonpartisan question. After the last election, do you think there's going to be a change within the Democratic Party to be more attentive to working people, to middle-income people, and to move away from the elitist attitude?
Peter, I hope so. I hope so. And if the Democratic Party doesn't look in the mirror, shame on them. Because it wasn't just this election. This has been coming for a while. We saw it here in New York in the last round of elections, where you had a Democratic governor barely win in what was traditionally a blue state. People have gotten fed up. The Democratic Party has become too attuned to elitists, I'll use your word, extremists, the far, far left, who are disconnected from the day-to-day agenda of working men and women. That's what the Democratic Party was all about, right? The Democratic Party was...
My family, Al Smith Democrats, yep.
Yes, Al Smith Democrats, we're for the working men and women, lower income, working families, middle class. The Republicans were for the rich and taking care of the rich and trickle down. And what happened in this election is the Democratic Party got disconnected from its base because we weren't speaking to the issues and values that mattered to them, Peter, and because government wasn't working. Because you walk down the street and you see homeless, mentally ill people, and you see crime out of control, and you see dirt, and you see rats, and you feel a sense of panic and disorder in the cities, all across the country, by the way, not just New York. And government failed. It operationally failed, and it failed to represent the working men and women of this country.
And, it seems that they still don't have the self-reflection, as I'm sure you've seen even the postmortems from the election, Governor. It's incredible that, they're still trying to figure it out. And she still owes money. We just said she didn't win a single county. That hasn't happened since didn't flip a county.
It was the first time since 1932, Andrew. There's 3,144 counties in the country. She didn't uplift.
Yeah, she didn't flip. She didn't flip a single one. That's amazing.
Look, there is no doubt. There is no doubt that the Democratic Party has to take a look in the mirror and has to admit its fault because
yes, who's going to bring it back? You saw what James Carville wrote this morning.
Yeah.
Who's going to bring the Democratic Party back to center, back to common sense?
By the way, I believe the majority of Democrats are common sense moderates. It's that the extremists have gotten more powerful. It's the tail wagging the dog.
Yes, they're scared. The common sense Democrats are scared of the ones that are, whatever you want to call them. The regressives.
They are afraid of the far left. They're afraid they're going to get primaried. So the moderates have been cowed. That's what's happened. And what this election says is, well, when you lose touch with the everyday reality of people, which is not about gender change operations for criminals, that's not what people are concerned about. When you lose touch with the working men and women, it's not about party. It's about who's going to represent me. And the Democrats failed that question.
By the way, Andrew, thank you very much for calling Margot this morning for her birthday. And Cardinal Dolan called her too. And
how beautiful.
And Bill Clinton sent a very nice note.
Wow.
That's Matita's 21 years old. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Margot.
Yeah, she looks 20, I think. I think you're aging her by saying 21, Governor. She does look amazing. Judge Weinberg.
Governor, good to talk to you again. What I want to ask you about is the civil case brought by the Attorney General of the state against Trump, which you had a ridiculous $400-odd million fine and penalty against Donald Trump. And she campaigned on getting Trump, and this could have bankrupted him. And it's also a chilling impact on people doing business in the state on a proposal to use a law that never been used before. What are your comments?
Well, Judge, I was the Attorney General.
I know.
It was an extraordinary case for the Attorney General to bring. These are consumer protection laws. To bring a case on a false appraisal against the bank when the bank wasn't even the victim. Nobody lost money. I believe it was politically motivated. I believe that office has been used to play politics. And I know that better than most. And when the president says today, political prosecution's my son, there was a long list of names he could have gone through who were victims of political prosecution, not just his son. And if he was going to speak to the issue, he should have spoken to the full list of political prosecutions.
Including in New York State.
Including in New York State.
And you know what we're talking about, Andrew. Yeah.
Yes, and not just his son, right? This is President Biden who called for my resignation, said he never read the report. He never read the report, but called for my resignation. Yeah, there is politics in the justice system, and it's not just his son.
You know, before we let you go, Daniel Penny, your thoughts on that case?
You know, we'll see what happens with that case, Rita. But again, the larger point is we have to understand that we have this justice system has gotten out of control. It's a political weapon, and it has to stop.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that for sure. Governor, thank you very, very much for joining us. We always appreciate your perspectives. You got to come back on again soon.
My pleasure. Thank you, Reader. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
Take advantage of the exclusive holiday offer at Panorama Optical. Enjoy 15% off prescription glasses. And with every $500 spent on glasses, receive a complimentary pair of frames. Absolutely free. Don't miss this limited time deal running until January 1st, 2025. For eyeglasses, contact lenses, and to put your life in focus. Visit 241 Broadway in Lynbrook, New York, or call Panorama Optical at 516-341-0297 to schedule your appointment today. 516-341-0297.
The changing of seasons can affect how you feel. 1 in 5 people experience some form of depression, no matter the time of year.
At the American Psychiatric Association Foundation, our vision is to build a mentally healthy nation for all. Visit mentallyhealthynation.org to learn more.